Well, it's been an interesting morning so far. Got up at 3:30 this morning so I could get top of the mountain by the time it was breaking daylight. And I did. By the time we got to where we were going to try to roost a bird, I realized I forgot my camera. And in the meantime, I also noticed that I had lost my striker, my slate call. So I left all my junk on the ground, run back to the truck to get it. You'll see this hill. Rough. It's bad enough to have to climb it once. Well, got back to the truck. My striker was laying on the ground right by the truck. So I was happy about that. Decided to go ahead and take off a layer of clothes because I was about to burn up. And come to find out, my camera was in my pocket. So, unfortunately, walked all the way back to the truck to get a camera I already had. But, fortunately, I did find my striker. So, almost back up the top of the hill again. And we're going to see if we can go find a bird. What?
I need you to do me a favor today.
What?
For real.
What?
This morning, if I miss, I need you to be on his head and kill him, because I've got zero confidence.
Well, I've got to be able to see him.
I know.
You'll kill him.
You,
Go ahead and ask.
no.
Ask
Go
me.
on.
Ask me.
Did you get your camera?
Yeah, you know where it was?
Where?
In my pocket. I went ahead and I was going to change clothes when I got there. Get rid of that extra layer because I was burning up. I pulled off my pants and the camera was in my pocket of my pants.
How was it back down there?
It was a long way.
I know. I've used mine and it was a long way back.
Well, I went ahead and picked my pants up off the ground and my striker was laying by the truck.
Found that.
So I did get that.
I'm glad you found it.
Can we go turkey hunting now?
Hope so, man.
Phew. Well, we just struck a bird. He's a long way off. It's 10:15. Been looking for turkey all morning. We heard one this morning. Way off in the distance. Could have been this bird. It was off in this direction. He didn't gobble but one time. This one ain't gobbling much. We're gonna see if we can find a way to get around in front of him. I think he's moving away from us. Can we go home now? Yeah. Well, it's 12 o'clock. We just chased a bird for about 2 hours. Give or take. So we quit gobbling, and now we're tired and hungry. That was a lot of miles for one morning. So we will resume this tomorrow. It's probably just about too dark to see me right now, but it's March the 27th. About 6:15 in the morning. And last year, I come in here shortly after surgery and called a bird up to about 30 yards. I couldn't shoot a shotgun yet, so I had an air bow with me, and I couldn't get turned around fast enough to get a shot at that bird. So I'm back in the same place where I saw it last year. I'm just gonna sit in here a few hours, do some light calling, see if he'll do the same thing he did last year. I had a bird gobble right at daylight. Way back off that way. Probably 400 or 500 yards. Last year, the first time I heard a gobble was back this way. And I'm not gonna move, I'm just gonna wait right here. If it's the same bird, see if he'll do the same thing. 2 years ago, we saw him cross this road. I came in here the following year, and that's where I called him up. There's a little bitty strip of woods right here, in between a little grassy area and a kudzu patch. That bird's been walking this strip up to the road, crossing the road, going over there with some hens. So I know there's a group of hens down here. Because during deer season, they were roosted right across from where I was hunting. That's where the bird was gobbling this morning. I'm gonna try to hunt right here and see if he ends up over here, because I know exactly where he was standing 2 years in a row. If he don't do nothing tomorrow morning, we'll go down there and see if we can get close to him. It's about 7 o'clock, so he usually crosses this road around 10. We'll see what happens. What is happening? Ain't that something? Had a turkey gobbling early. He wouldn't ever come back this way, so I went down the side of the hill down in there and got I was probably 100 yards from him. Last time he gobbled, I still didn't have my camera turned on yet. And I turned it on when I got close enough to him to, I thought I might make a move on him. And it didn't take but just a minute. And that dog come in right behind me. I guess he smelled right I walked in and he just come right to me. The second he got over there, the bird shut up, of course. So, guess I'll come back in the morning and try to get in there at daylight. See if I can't get that bird before the dog wakes up. I don't know what else to do. There's my boy. What are you doing?
Busted a big one.
There he is.
How about that?
Congratulations.
Thank you, buddy.
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
He was
Good.
with me.
Really? You get to see it?
Nope.
Nope. Sleeping?
Nah, my dad faced me the other way.
Oh, told you not to move though, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
That's good. You're good and still.
He's all the way out in the pasture,
Really?
and I heard them geese flew over and they.
Yeah, I heard the geese when they flew over.
Yeah, he gobbled, and 2 hens come out there, and I yelped a couple of times, and he gobbled again, and I just quietened up a minute, and then kept sitting there. And he gobbled again after I was being quiet, and he was real close. I told Hunter, I said, "Don't move." I said, "He's coming." I said, "Don't move. Whatever you do, don't move."
It's fun.
And
Is that
it
the
wasn't.
first one you ever heard gobble?
It scared him. It scared him the next time he gobbled because he is.
When they get close and
30
gobble, it's
yards.
like they're loud, aren't they?
Surprising.
Yeah,
But I had my gun and everything facing the lane
yeah.
because the hens was down there pecking around and everything, and I was like, he's gonna come out there in that lane. And I heard, dum. I was like, no, he is right here. You know, being in that blind, you don't know where they're at.
You can't hear them walking as good. That's what happened to me last year with that one in here. I couldn't hear him. I
Yeah.
couldn't hear him walking. I just saw him. I was in here way back in there, and the bird gobbled right at daylight. But I was hoping maybe he'd come this way. We never did. And about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, he gobbled again. I hadn't heard him all morning. He gobbled again. He was still down there, and I was like, I'm going to go see if I can get on that bird. So I just stayed up on top of that hill and stayed behind that terrain.
Right.
Got in right above him, and by then he was gobbling pretty good. I'd rake in the leaves, he'd gobble at it, and I got probably 100 yards from him. He was right off the hill from me, and I got down, found me a good place to get, and I was like, I can call him right here. And I called one time, the bird gobbled, turned my camera on. I didn't have my camera on at the time. Turned the camera on, I was like, here he comes. Turned my sight on, and I hear, and I was like, there's a turkey coming in behind me.
Right.
And I thought it was just a gobbler coming in silent, So I spin around, get my gun up, and here comes this black lab come walking over the hill, comes over and looks at me.
Great.
I was like, uh-oh, and he started barking. I was like, well, so much for that. Yeah, needless to say, I didn't see him anymore or hear him again. I sat there, the dog shut up and then laid down. He just laid there. And I was like, well, if he just lay there and be quiet, because these dogs were barking. I was like, I'm sure these turkeys hear these dogs all the time, so maybe the turkey assumes the dog's not right on top of him, but I never did hear him again. So I just eased on out of there before I did something stupid.
Yeah,
Scared him off. I'm gonna try to get in there at daylight in the morning and maybe get him before the dog shows up.
Yeah, whenever he started drumming, I said, he's got to be right here somewhere. So I peeked around, and his tail fan was 15 yards, and the fan was to the back of me. He was facing the other way.
Perfect.
So, and my gun is facing this way.
Yeah, you spin on him.
So I was like, eased it around because the hens went to him. I was like, no, this ain't supposed to happen. They're fixing to go to him, then they're gone.
Yeah, yep.
I was like, this ain't gonna happen. So I spun around and he got on him, and then he never come out of strut. Like
Right.
he stayed blow up the whole time. But then a little Jake come
That's
out.
awesome.
And
A 2-year-old.
yeah.
Looks just like the one I killed. He had spurs just like that. That's a good sign though, man, because we know we've got a bunch of old birds.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen Jake's this year.
Yeah, but there was one this morning.
Really?
And then he turned around to look at that Jake. I was like, I'm not letting him go.
Yeah.
And I ended up using the bead.
Really?
I didn't use my dot because he's so close.
Right.
So I was like, I'm not, because it was off his head.
Really?
Because my bead's here, then my dot's kind of up and to the left.
Right. Right.
So I mean, 15 yards.
So when you put your choke in, it wasn't centered. Like when you shoot, you're off center of your bead.
Right.
Yeah. That's how that Indian Creek was in that
yeah,
gun.
It's up and to the left.
Yeah. That tight wad I put in that Primos is dead on. It shoots right where the dot does, or the bead.
But whoever says long-bearded XRs won't kill a turkey,
that's the third one I've watched die.
you take them TSSs and throw them in the woods.
Right, that's the third one. That's the third one I've seen you kill with longbeards. They're a lot cheaper too.
Heck yeah.
Man, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Get him! Get him, son! Get him, son! Go get him! Get him! You just got lucky too. I had my finger on the trigger. Grab him before he goes off that hill. Get his head, Chad. Grab his head. Grab his head. Grab his head. You're gonna lose that bird in the dang creek. Grab his head with your hands, boy. Just pick him up. Grab his head, Chad. Chad, put your hands around his neck and pick him up. Pick him up by the head. There you go. Now come up the hill. Or fall up the hill. Stay. Come on up here.
I knew you were going to shoot him if I did.
I had my finger on the trigger. I had one tree. Had to come out from behind, and I was shooting.
I can't believe you called those.
Listen, I took my safety off, and I put my finger on the trigger, and I was like, he comes around that tree, I'm pulling the trigger. And
How much longer are you going to give me?
I wasn't giving you no time. I was going to shoot him. I didn't think you could shoot. I was like, when he comes, I'm serious.
He stuck his head.
I'm serious. 2 more steps. 2 more steps, and I was pulling the trigger. Are you out of breath?
No, I'm scared.
Come on up here.
I'm not out of breath.
Yeah, you're about to die.
Bad. It was painful, man. Hour and a half we sat here waiting on him.
Hey, let me get my dot turned off here.
Let me calm down.
Hold him up. Let's see what kind of spurs he's got. That's a good bird. Good bird. Good long beard. How far did we just call that bird? 300 yards?
Yeah, man, it was way
He
up.
was
It was
way up on top of that mountain.
It was painful. You called the hens and him in here. I knew you were going to get him
Hey,
in
what
here
about that?
eventually.
What about that box call?
Yeah.
I pulled that box call out, and that was it. That was the game changer. As soon as I started hitting it, man, here he come. Man, that's awesome.
Man, I can't hunt no more.
Huh?
You can hunt. I can't shoot
Did you hear that
again.
other bird? Did you hear that Jake gobble early this morning? Did you hear that other turkey gobbling way down the creek? There's another one way down there gobbling. You got one.
Painful, man, painful.
Hey, here. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Like I said, I didn't think I had it in me anymore.
Hey, there's some old men killing turkeys. As long as we can live, we ought to be able to hunt them. Woo, man. What a day. What a week. Was you laying by that tree I told you to lay beside?
Yeah, sideways, man. It was painful too.
Hey, how painful is it? How painful is it now? It all healed up now though, didn't it? Hey, with that tree, Chad, that's where I was laying yesterday. When I had him, he was right down here.
So you was gonna give him one more step.
I'm not, hey, I was gonna shoot him before he got behind that tree, and I was like, no, the hens.
I had to wait for him to pass the tree.
I was like, the hens have already passed the tree. Well, he's gonna come behind him, and I'm gonna shoot him right when he passed that tree. I needed this far. I'm telling you, 2 feet, and I was gonna pull the trigger. Like my safety was off, finger was on the trigger, and you shot.
Flopping?
Huh?
As soon as I shot, did he start flopping?
Oh yeah.
I couldn't see him.
Yeah, you nailed him. Yeah, you nailed him. I guess your gun's still on.
I think I ejected the shell, but that's it. Oh, still on?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got lucky.
Well, let me go gather up all my junk. I got a big old pile of turkey hunting gear up here somewhere.